Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Lowie Verschelden. I work as a tracking specialist for TAGGRS, and today we're going to set up GA4 e-commerce tracking for a WordPress website. And so we will be able to measure up to 30% more conversions. We will start with going to taggers.io and make an account. As you can see, I already have an account. We will add a container. Next, company name, test.nl. Maybe this one. Container configuration. So you'll have to go to this overview and create a container. Like this. Manual provision tagging server. Take this one. Voila. And you can choose the closest one to you. Netherlands. This is your subdomain. You can also change this. And these are your DNS records that you should add so you can send hits to your server subdomain. So this is the records, and we will add it here. Then you add it like this, but for purpose of this video, it has already been added because it can sometimes take up to a couple of hours. So this is already done for us. Continue, create. Then you can go into your container, and after some minutes or maybe hours, you can click validate, and when it's added correctly, you will see this. It has been added correctly, and you can start using your server container. So now we can check if our server container is working correctly. I have done it with another one because purpose of this video, I could not wait until the new DNS records were added. So we will take this web container and this server container. Can go pin this ones. We go to admin, container settings, and here we will add our subdomain. We can find it here. Copy this one and we paste it here. Voila, that's it. Now we will send the hits from our server container to our from our web container to server container. I will just make a clean workspace for this video, so we can do it from the start. Also in my server container. This is not something you have to do because this is just for the video. You can use the default container. We go to tags, create a new tag, Google tag. I like to give it the name of the stream. GA4, oh sorry, this is not the correct one. This one is gonna put on initialization, all pages. And we will add a server container URL, and we will paste this one. Yeah. And now we will go into preview mode of our server container. You see, this is our domain we are previewing. Then also preview mode of our web container. You can see the Google tag has fired. You can see it has sent a hit to server container. And here it's arriving in our server container. It's getting an incoming request with some data. This data has been modeled into event data that we can use in the server container. For example, the page title and more info. So now we will set up data layer in our WordPress demo shop, so we can send e-commerce events from our web container to our server container and from our server container to GA4. So we're going to do this like this. We go to our WordPress web shop. I'm going to pin this one here. Then we can go to, so we are working with WooCommerce. We're going to install the plugin GTM for WordPress. I already have done this. We go to settings. Here you add your web container ID. So this is this one. You will add it here. You turn this on. You turn the container on. Save changes. And also WooCommerce, we will track e-commerce. You can turn this on. Also customer data and data layer. If you want to send first-party data with the events. So then you can save this again. That's it for the data layer. We will inspect now if the data layer is working correctly. So we will go in preview mode in our web container. This should be a view item list. Yes. With all info. Add to cart. Yes. View item. Yes. Maybe view cart. No, that's not always the case. Go to checkout. Yeah, so it seems it's working perfectly fine. So we will make a GA4 event to send all our data to our server container. With Google Tags, it's really easy. They work nicely together, so we don't have to set up each event separately because we have a standard GA4 data layer. So yeah, view item list, add to cart, begin checkout and purchase. Yes. We will also include user provided data later. This is dynamically passing the event name. event parameters, more settings and e-commerce data. Important one. Yes. So you can save this. You can go back into preview mode. When you go to the shop, you can see view item list has triggered here, or GA4 ecom events tag has fired. It has sent a hit to our server container. It's entering our server container. And the GA4 client has claimed the incoming request and has modeled it into event data that we can use. For example, items, language, and so on. So this is correct. We will also collect user provided data that we can send with the event. We do it like this. Go to checkout. Test address. Netherlands. I will take Belgium because I know postal there. 9,000 cans. Like this. Place order. Thank you, your order has been received. Let's check purchase event is entering it correctly. Alright. You can inspect the data layer. And we can see that this information is entering our data layer. So we can pick it via order data. Order data dot totals. No, sorry, dot customer dot billing dot. I will only take email for the purpose of this video because it will be long to collect all these ones. So we'll just collect this one. Oh, sorry, this one. We'll call it UPD, user provided data. Email, new variable, data layer variable, email. And this is the path that we just mentioned. Save. We will enhance our GA4 tag with the user provided data. Yes. Voila. Purchase tag has been fired. And it has entered our server container. And if it's good, we will also see the user data. Yes, here we have it, user data, email. Voila. So all that's left is to send our data to GA4 from our server container. So we will do it like this, GA4 all events. And this one, we will enter our measurement ID, include user data. It will just take it from the incoming request and send it to a GA4. Client is GA4. Custom events. Client name equals GA4. Voila. Let's preview. View item has been fired. E-commerce event sending data to our server container, entering our server container, been modeled by or claimed by our client and modeled into event data. And upon this tag, the GA4, all events e-commerce tag has fired and has sent our data to GA4. So we have a status code 204, so that means that it has been fired correctly. So that's all good. So now we have a working e-commerce server-side tracking. So that's it. Also with TAGGRS, we can measure the difference between web and server containers. So I will show you how to do that. We will download the tags, TAGGRS GitHub. So this is one, download zip. And this is the other one, download zip. Yes, we will first unzip it. So here we have two imports. So we have created the template, now we create the tag, TAGGRS clients. We will trigger it on everything. So we can do this with regex matching, like this. That's already here. All events. We will pass all event names. Container identifier is this one. Voila. And then for your server container, we will do the same. Tag templates, imports. Template created. TAGGRS server. Same code and then identifier as beginning. and client is GA4. Voila. So we will go into preview mode, the server container, preview mode of web container. And we'll see that on every event, the TAGGRS client tag has fired, and the same with the TAGGRS server container. And we will measure the difference. Yeah, now I cannot see it, but we will measure the difference here. We will see a graph with incoming web events and incoming server events, and then we can measure the uplift of server-side tracking. Next, we will add the enhanced tracking script to our domain. So we will do it like this. You go to optimize, enhanced tracking script. You get your web container, paste it here. This comes in the head code, this in the body code instead of our normal GTM code. We'll copy it, copy and go to plugins. We will have to deactivate this, and we will have to ask to our developer to add those two codes to the head and body codes. And then we will have to go to our server container and add a new web client. And what this will do, it will load our web container from our server. So we will have an additional uplift of 2% of measured conversions. So that's it. We are fully server-side tracking GA4 now. All that is left is to submit the containers, and then you are ready to go. One more thing I want to show you: if you make an account on TAGGRS, you can also use the template gallery, which contains web and server tags, triggers, variables that you can just import. So you can set this up really easy. Like, for example, if you have a WordPress WooCommerce website, you can just import the web container, import server container, make some additional changes, like put your own measurement ID, put your own server-side tagging URL, and that's it. Then you're done. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you next time in our next video. Bye bye.